Welcome back to Busted the Build, and today we're working on the turbo project truck. Finally, it's been forever since I've had it in the shop here, and kind of left you guys behind. Obviously, I've got a little bit of work done with it. See, I've got the intercooler and some piping figured out already, and right now we're working on mounting up our turbocharger, getting our oil drain going for that too. And so my first TIG welding project here, I welded a bung on the oil pan for my oil return. So I tested it with some water already and just made sure it was leak proofed, but anyways, that thing is good to go there. So that was pretty cool. I haven't done any TIG welding. I've had the welder for like a year and it's just collected dust. So now we've got this going on and finally making some headway. So I gotta get the oil pan back on it. I also trimmed out the compressor back here, this rear bolt, and then also on the bracket, so I've got some room here to run my return out. And then that's just where I'm at right now, but it's starting to look more and more, and I'm getting more time to work on it, and I'm trying to be more proactive about making time to work on it. So this is where we're at, and we're just going to see where we end up. Behind the scenes, I've been working on this thing a little bit. I've got the intercooler all plumbed in behind the grill here. All my cold air charge pipes, turbo, downpipe, blow off valve, wastegate underneath, and I've been making some really good headway on it, and I got a fresh box of parts come in for it. So now we're going to try and tone it down a little bit. I got this pass-through muffler here on Amazon. I got a 4-inch intake elbow. This will come off the turbo coupler for that there. I got to reorder all of these, but these are going to be for my oil cooler lines going from steel hardline to AN. So these are 6 AN, and I meant to get 8. So I got another set of those adapters coming, and then some 8 AN hose fittings that I'm going to use for the oil cooler. And got a monster oil cooler for this thing. So being the turbocharger's only cooling is the oil, I figured I'd put a big fat oil cooler on it, and I would just completely mitigate the factory oil cooler that would go into the radiator over here on the driver's side. And I've just got my cooler lines looped right now so I can run the truck, but like I say, I want to hack those off and then go from the hard line to AN and then put that cooler somewhere up here. It's probably going to end up going maybe down below the radiator and the intercooler. There's a lot of real estate right here, and we're pretty tight between the grill already, so I don't know how far we'll get with that or not. I don't have the right fittings anyways, but I do want to try and get the exhaust on, get this thing quieted down. So the neighbors haven't complained yet, but I think that's just kind of because we're lucky. So it's pretty rowdy when I start it up in the yard every time. So if I can get her toned down just a hair, that'd be nice. And I don't plan on driving a super loud truck either, but it will be one way or the other. But anyways, so stick around here and we'll see how far we get. So I'm gonna stick at it and trying to get some work knocked out today, and we'll get closer to having a running and driving truck when this is all said and done. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Get underneath now and I can show you my wastegate right there. Best I can, at least. So right here I've got my Y pipe. That's not even a Y pipe anymore, my crossover pipe. And then right there's my wastegate. So I'm gonna exit my drive pressure right there if I have too much, and then recirculate it right here back into the exhaust itself. So that's how that's all plumbed in right there. And then just behind that is where the exhaust exits. And so I'm gonna put 3" out of there. This is 3.5. That's the factory tailpipe from this truck, and I hacked it all up to make my downpipe. And so we're gonna go from 3.5 and neck down to 3. And then I'm gonna put a V-band collar on it so I can disconnect my downpipe in the future. And then have the rest of the exhaust come back here, and muffler and tailpipe, or lack of muffler, whatever you want to call this thing. So it's pretty hollow, but it does have that neat spiral in there. I don't think it's going to really do much for performance, but it's going to make people wonder. So where's that guy got to go? Somewhere out there. Probably not too far ahead. Make sure people can see it, you know, and its sexiness, but we'll figure out where that's going to go next. Well, guys, I'm getting the hang of it. There's some of my first TIG welds right there. Pretty? No. Functional? Yes. So practice will make perfect with that. Just trying to get familiar with it. But anyway, this is just going to be the reducer that'll go down into my 3.5, and then I'll have my V-band clamp, the rest of the exhaust there. So just letting you guys see that there. But again, I'm not looking to do internet bragging on this, and I know that the internet's going to light me up anyways because they know how to do everything right. But it's welded, so I'll take it. Like I say, it'll only get better from there. Quieter. So that's what it looks like. All installified. So it's my first turbo outfit. So whether it works or not, we're gonna learn something. What a feat though here. Just sold my project truck. Not this project truck. The last project truck. Now we're working on the bumper here on this guy, and this is going to work out pretty slick. I'm going to use some angle here that I'll bolt to the frame, and then I'll be able to put the bumper right on it to mount it, and a piece of 4-inch C-channel will fit in the factory bumper brackets. So I'll do that and tie it all in together. I'll have a winch in there and all that, so that'll be pretty cool. But then I'm going to wrap this factory chrome the whole way around and give it a fabricated look to it. But I want to be able to still use this top plastic piece on it, so we're going to keep that. It's going to turn out pretty cool. Stick around for that. Alright guys, and that's all the progress I got done on the truck for last week. Just getting this all edited up, so I thought I'd do a little outro for you. You can see I was working on my winch there at the end, so this is what's going to happen here. I got the winch all fastened to this guy here, sitting in a giant puddle of water. So I got that kind of all reinforced underneath for these bolts and then boxed in. Keep that all strong, and that's going to mount between those two pieces of C-channel. If you saw those around the truck, let me go out there and show you real quick. So this is it in its current state, and so that big piece of channel, that's going to go from here to here. So these pieces are going to weld onto these, or not weld, but you can see I'm bolting, bolt to this C channel, and then that's what's going to hold the winch plate right in there, and I'll be able to remove that if I ever want to slide all this bumper off and everything into service, and then that'll give me some extra protection up here. If I actually hit something, at least the winch will be out there and not this plastic stuff. But this is what we're looking at right now, so she's got a little ways to go yet. Bear with me. We're going to get back on it this weekend and try to get some more work done, so I appreciate you guys watching, and if you enjoyed the content, maybe consider liking, commenting, or even subscribing. Appreciate it.